everything behind. Hell, getting here was just the beginning. You said it would be tough to start over, but I didn't listen. You said more would follow. I thought they'd leave us alone. I was wrong. But there's no turning back. This is our land. This is our land. And I will fight for it.
Perhaps the most titanic announcement here at E3 this year, the reveal of Titanfall in all its glory, gameplay shown off at the Microsoft conference. Could you tell us a little bit about the vision for the game, the world that it's set in, first of all?
Yeah, the vision of Titanfall is basically, we started with a gameplay idea. So we found what worked best, which is trying to get a player to last longer in the game space. And we literally just wrapped a universe around that idea and supported it as best we could. If you look at a pilot, they have a jump kit on it. That's a result of the designers and the engineers finding a jump mechanic so that we can interact with these giant titans. And the artists went, okay, how can we make that look cool? And we hooked up with the animators and the effects guys and the sound and just made the senses work with it as well. And that describes, that's how we approached everything, the titans, the universe. We wanted to go to exotic places, but had them feel grounded, so we came up with the idea of pushing the universe out into the fringes of space and supporting that as best we could.
So what can you tell us about the fiction that came out of these gameplay ideas? What kind of world is it?
Look, it's a grounded, genuine world. I think the goal visually and idea-wise was to take a gameplay that people are really familiar with and comfortable, and then start building a bridge into this new type of gameplay that we're getting into, which is the interaction, the loop with the Titan and the pilot, the multiplayer campaign mode that we've got going. Just really build a bridge into that and get people, first thing, boots on the ground, very comfortable, and then start letting them go nuts with it.
Because I think the first thing that came to mind when I heard there was pilots and Titans was, oh, it's some sort of asymmetric gameplay, but that's not quite true, because it is symmetric in a way, isn't it?
It's a symmetrical gameplay because we want everything to be fair and balanced. Balance is crucial to getting this to feel right, and it took us forever to get it right. Lots of work, lots of late nights, lots of talks, discussions, balancing issues. But as far as the story goes, the multiplayer campaign, there is an asymmetry to that in the way of the story. Each side has a different goal and role in the multiplayer campaign story. So it's told from both sides, you can see it from both sides, and it's told through these hero characters that you interact with, and you've seen them on that little video display unit in the screen. And sometimes you'll see them in the world, like for example the stuff that they're showing in the theater, you're seeing some of those characters in a dropship with you. We're trying to tie that all in and get it going.
The multiplayer campaign is something that's fairly foreign to this kind of genre. What kind of challenges lies in that?
Yeah, the first challenge is trying to get really good AI into a multiplayer game space, and quite honestly, we might not have really attempted doing that had it not been for the cloud and dedicated servers and what the cloud's giving us with dedicated servers. So that opened our eyes to some possibilities, and we started going down that path. So getting the AI to not feel like bots. They're not bots. They're not meant to be bots. They're meant to be part of this world, this living, breathing, single-player world that players jump into and interact with. So very challenging to get all that to look right and have it react to you. When you have AI in a multiplayer game, you don't want it to cheapen the experience. You don't want AI to come in and take a kill that a human player should have gotten. So getting that balance right has been very challenging, but I think we're starting to get there.
I think it's kind of, since it's got a different sort of structure than most games, it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around exactly what to expect. Can you walk us through like the experience? When you get into the game, what kind of experience is there?
Yeah, what we're showing at E3 right now is it's a little taste. I do think we're showing a lot, but there's a lot more. But what you're seeing at E3 and what would best describe what you can expect. You're starting off in a dropship, you're with a militia side, you're going down, your fleet's low on fuel, as a player, you're hopping into this dropship up in space. They give you the sense that we're really desperate. We've got to go down there. It's very dangerous. Not everybody's going to make it, kind of a thing. And you warp down in. You jump out of that dropship. You hit the ground with boots on the ground. You work your way through the environment. You try to really secure the area as best you can for the mission. And eventually you'll earn your Titan. They'll be prepping it up in orbit, and you can earn that Titan, come down, and then the game really starts taking off and getting going. And the idea is to complete the multiplayer campaign mission as best you can, win or lose, and get to a dropship at the end. Go to an evac point. And what we've been starting to do is we've been starting to secure the area, get to the LZ, and other players. We're talking to each other, trying to secure it so that everybody can make it out safe. So it's this real smooth experience that you'd expect in single player, but we're giving it to you in multiplayer now.
So in terms of progression, do you upgrade your Titan, or are you talking about anything of that, or will they remain the same throughout the game?
I wish I could talk about that right now, but we got to save something for later.
We can expect something to be revealed about that later on. So first of all, this is the first project that Respawn is you've been working on it for a long time. What's it like to sort of come out with it finally and start sharing what you've been working on? Because I don't know if this is exactly what people were expecting from you guys.
Dumbfounded, honored, flattered, shocked. We were hoping to come in here and show good, and we did our best. I mean, literally after everything was done, we put the finishing touches on that Titan out in the hall, and I looked at my wife that night and I said, we've done everything we can. The rest is in the hands of the gamers, whether or not they like it or not. And walking in here and seeing the responses, everybody on the team is just floored. We cannot believe it. Everybody's galvanized now. We can't wait to get back to the studio next week and finish this strong.
I feel that there's been a craving in the entire industry for something new, and you certainly are one of the teams that are delivering something a little bit different than perhaps what people were expecting. So, I mean, you're right in line with what people want and need right now.
Yeah, that's been a challenge. I mean, it's very scary to be trying something new because you're really taking a gamble. I mean, Titanfall really is a super gamble. We didn't know. I mean, one thing, not giant robots are cool. I love giant robots, but we needed to make a giant robot that was, interesting to as many people as possible, not just the giant robot fans. So that it's a little scary. It's a roll of the dice. We're taking a risk, and I mean, I suppose that risk kind of there's a fortune favors the bold kind of thing. We go out on a limb, and sometimes you're fortunate and something great happens.
So are you at all discussing the decision to go with Xbox? Is that something you're talking about, or?
Oh, I mean, we're on Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the PC at this point, and that's all that's what we're doing now. That's where we're at, and we're just keeping up with that. We're really happy to be on those 3 SKUs. Very proud of our relationship with Microsoft.
So, I guess there's got to be a huge difference between an Xbox One and Xbox 360. How do you sort of maintain and get the same experience onto Xbox 360?
Hard work, finding the right people. Every aspect of Titanfall, Respawn Entertainment is heavily hands-on, heavily involved with. It's our baby. We want to make sure it's represented properly everywhere. So you can expect us to be in there helping, trying to make it the best it can possibly be.
Are there any specifics you're sharing that will be next-gen exclusive, or is it more of a visual layer that added on top? Or
I mean, when we're dealing with the Xbox One and it's next gen, obviously we're going to take complete and full advantage of that and get it to look as pretty and as gorgeous as we possibly can. So that's all I have to say about that.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So what's the rollout with Titanfall? When do you sort of expect to share more, and what's the road ahead?
I mean, in the coming months, we plan on shipping in spring of 2014. And, there's more details to come. Hopefully we'll keep it coming. We'll keep this ball rolling.
Right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
The fleet's counting on you.
I don't know if there's any honor left on the frontier. there ever was. I just know I'm gonna make them pay.